Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, thank you. I'll take a few minutes to present some research that we've done on national roadmaps for circular economy and maybe some suggestions how this could be useful for Bangladesh. And this is part of the Switch to Circular Value Chains program, which is funded by the European Union, led by UNIDO here in Bangladesh. We've produced a couple of publications together with one of our partners, Policy Exchange. These are available on the Switch to CE website, where we try to show some international experiences on circular economy policy trends and how they are relevant for textiles sectors. In addition to this, we've done, over the last few years, analysis of national circular economy roadmaps, how they're developing over time. And so this is a policy tracker that we have, and you can see in 2018, there's just a handful of national roadmaps. You can actually see Japan was the first country to introduce such a national circular economy roadmaps, then European countries followed. In Colombia, in Latin America, there's one. So that's 5 years ago, and forward to 2024, you can see there's quite an uptake. You see this in many other countries, including also, and this was also mentioned this morning, in Southeast Asia, Vietnam and Cambodia, India, China, have now all developed these national roadmaps. And that's quite recent. So this is a process that's taking off. Also, you can see many African countries and Latin America is doing similar policy developments. So we've kept this in a recent other report with UNIDO, and we've also tried to show the types of policies that are being implemented in these roadmaps. So you can see the carrots, there's a lot of carrots, subsidies and incentives is the main policy approach. There's also sticks in terms of charges or fees or taxation, but it also includes a lot of policies about investment funds to be set up to provide access to finance for industry to make this transition. So as part of our Switch to CE policy approach, we focus on some cost-cutting issues, highlighting the need for just transition, as also mentioned today, and also the need for circular economy policy packages, this is what we call it, because the circular economy transition is not only an environmental issue, but it's relevant for society and labor, working conditions, but also then new business models. So it requires a whole set of different policies that fall into the remit of different government agencies. I won't go into detail here, but there's benefits in trying to cluster a set of different policies into a package and try to advance these together in a coordinated approach, also by involving not only one ministry, but a range of different agencies. So for Bangladesh, what we've done a little bit as part of our analysis, we see there's different policies that have been suggested. And many of these were also mentioned today. And we actually also have heard that there are also now changes that are taking place relating, for example, Bangladesh has included circularity in the latest export policy. There's discussions around the VAT that's currently used for applied to jute, et cetera, et cetera. So a suggestion could be to cluster all this into a circular textile strategy or roadmap. That would be a sectoral approach. You could also think about doing an economy-wide circular economy strategy or roadmap. That would include, however, bringing in other industries as well. So for the textile sector, a sectoral approach could be the first step. What we did last year in the Bangladesh, in the BGMEA journal, together with Asadun Noor from UNIDO, who was here earlier, but also Mr. Ramin Khan, who was the secretary at the Ministry of Commerce. We published this article with a set of policy recommendations. All these would be also relevant for a textile roadmap. And this idea of a textile roadmap doesn't have to start actually from scratch. This is a publication by UNEP published end of last year, outlining some some of the key building blocks that would be part of the textiles roadmaps. There's a lot of good information in there and can be used as guidance to develop this in Bangladesh. And so what the roadmap could do would be ideally identify and prioritize some focus areas. And this would include circular materials and design. We heard about design just now on the panel before. Questions around waste management and recycling, then the education, skills and training, including also for the informal sector, R&D and what policies can stimulate research and development, but then also the collaboration and partnerships across the industry and public-private partnerships. So a roadmap would set some high-level objectives. These are some examples that could be used. It's not, and none of this is finalized or has been done. We're just trying to provide some ideas what could happen. And a roadmap would ideally also include not only high-level objectives and goals, but also some concrete targets, basically action plans that could be broken down. And so these are some suggestions of concrete quantitative targets that could be used. For example, recycling targets, circularity ratio, also targets on trade, how much circular garments should be traded at what time, but also qualitative targets. This would more relate to the informal sector inclusion, maybe also something on how to develop innovations in regulatory mechanisms. And then there would also be a sequence. So for example, if we looked at the Circular Textiles 2030 roadmap, this could be a sequence of different phases, how to do this. The first one would actually be setting up some coordination group that would be led by ministries, but also involve private sector. And this coordination group would then kick off the process to do assessment and planning, but also look at implementation, but also infrastructure development goals, and then also in monitoring an improvement plan. So that could be something over the next 5 years in different stages. These are some of the key stakeholders that would be involved, in very much a public-private undertaking. As we also know from many other countries, these are very interactive and deliberate processes that are open for as many stakeholders to join as possible. So that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Happy to chat more about this idea.